Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generations Legacy Tarantulus. And Tarantulus is the penultimate Beast Wars Season 1 character that we're getting. I'm super excited to finally be taking a look at him. He turns into, a weirdly clawed tarantula, right? I mean, they don't have claws like this normally, but he did on the show, and I love how good he looks. This is a beautiful looking tarantula. Again, minus the weird mutant claws on the front. But yeah, look at those like lovely green eyes there. Lovely purple here. I really like the texturing they did. It's a fur-like texturing that they've been using in the Kingdom line. For our tarantula, again, it looks amazing. Really nice gold paint back here. Not a whole lot else to talk about in this mode, right? The claws, they can twist, they can move a little bit, but generally I think they were like this in the show. You know, he was using them to move stuff. I do wish we got some articulation in the claws. I get it, it's a deluxe figure, deluxe class point figure, so, you know, we don't get that. But the claws, they are like serrated or whatever you want to call it. I like that the legs are individually articulated at a single joint, so you can kind of have him up. If you want him a little higher, you can do that. He can also bring up, you know, the front legs. I feel like he did this pose in the show a lot, where he was like balancing on his back two legs, and then the front four legs were up, kind of thing. I dig that a lot. He does, of course, have a crossbow instead of a spinneret on the bottom. For mine, it pops off a little easily, but it's easy enough to pop back in. And yeah, again, just a great looking deluxe here. Just fantastic. We'll go ahead and do a comparison or two. So first, I think the obvious one is, right, he and Blackarachnia here. Finally, we have a Tarantulus and a Blackarachnia that are not remolds or repaints of each other, and they look incredible again together. Both deluxes, right, but they both, they're very clearly different sizes, but in terms of parts complexity and things like that, they both are really satisfying to play with in hand. I love how they look together. That makes me really happy. The other character I'm trying to think in terms of stuff that like Tarantulus interacted with on the show, I remember him and Cheetor and Rat Trap getting into shenanigans and trouble together. So that is how the four of them look. I dig the scale a lot. I mean, this is just so exciting that we got this scale, this line completed in the War for Cybertron Kingdom and then Legacy lines. Obviously, we've got Inferno to show off in a later review, but if we want to see our Predacons, here they are. It makes me so happy. This is just incredibly satisfying to finally, you know, mostly what we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deluxes, a leader, and then 2 Voyagers between Dinobot and Inferno. But there's how they look together. And obviously, I don't think there was a time when Dinobot was in the mix while Blackarachnia was in the mix. So there's how they look together. And then I guess let's just add them all, right? Like, we've got the Beast Wars Season 1 crew almost finished out. Inferno will be a review that I do soon. Having almost the entire season just lined up in, you know, the same style, in the same toy line, this really is really cool. This is the thing that, like, I finally get when G1 fans are always complaining that they don't have every single character from G1 in the same line, in the same style. Just getting this together between Kingdom and Legacy is really, really awesome to look at. All right, we'll get these beast modes out of here, and then we'll get Tarantulus transformed. For transformation, Tarantulus is pretty simple to do. First thing we're going to do is these sections of legs can be separated from the abdomen on each side. They tab in pretty simply. Then we can come in on the bottom. This might fall off. It's on this little double section here, slides into that slot there. Same thing with this buzzsaw, can come off. With the arms separated out, you can bring them down and around like so. Then we can come in on his legs, bring the legs up on both sides and just stretch him out. like so. Again, I mean, very simple transformation. We're going to come in on the back and we're going to disconnect his butt from the chest. The tarantula head can come in and flip around like so, letting us spin around his whole section here. We can fit the tarantula head underneath his butt and bring the tarantula butt back up to form kind of his little like half shell on his back. And then, you know, you just kind of organize the tarantula arms the way you want. I like to rotate them back and away, and you have him transformed. He can hold on to his crossbow in one claw and his buzzsaw in another. Yeah, and here we've got Tarantulus in robot mode, and I think he looks pretty terrific. We have a lovely rendered and painted head sculpt. I really, really like that a lot. The big like eye slit, his mandibles on the sides of his mouth, that looks great. Again, a lot more green popping up here, a little more black, just breaking up that color scheme a little bit. I mean, it's just a very vibrant color scheme that looks nice and venomous, looks fantastic. In terms of articulation, the head is on a swivel. I guess there's a ball joint in there somewhere because it does have a bit of wiggle. Maybe I'm trying to figure out if I can pull that off. I don't think so. But it does articulate pretty nicely. The arms here, 360. They can go out 90 before the tarantula legs start bumping into his shoulder. Bicep swivel, obviously, because of the way we can transform and articulate. It's actually a double bicep swivel. I don't know if you get a ton of value out of that, but it's there. And then I guess this second bicep swivel can also function as like a wrist swivel because it's so low down. And then we do have a bend here, a kind of very low elbow bend, but it's there. We do have waist swivel. Things kind of mash together a little bit, but not too much to worry about. He can do a full Van Damme. He can go double knee bend, which is nice, and he's got ankle tilt and ankle, I guess, axial and circumferential tilt. And yeah, again, I mean, he gets into nice poses. It's a very simple transformation. It's the sort of transformation where it just does exactly what it needs to do. You can keep his legs out here. In the show, he had a thing where he could fire off on his tarantula legs like guns. Yeah, and I think he looks terrific. I think that it does exactly what it needs to do, no more than that. There's not really any cool like trick in here or anything like that, but it goes from a tarantula mode to a robot mode, and both versions look really, really nice, and I guess that's all you can ask for at the deluxe price point. So let's do some comparisons. We do have Tarantulus. Here is him and Blackarachnia. If we get him standing up a little straighter, we can see that they're pretty much the same height. He obviously has more mass, and that does come through in robot mode, which I dig. Then if we do the rest of the Predacons, here is how the team looks so far. Obviously, we still need Inferno. We've got Dinobot back here, you know, for him before he left the team. Yeah, and again, it just looks so good. Here we've got, you know, we can add in our Maximals, and I just have no complaints here. The stuff I have is like, it even like for me it just feels nitpicky. It's like, oh, the transformation's too simple, you know, but it does what it needs to do, and you don't have to waste time. The head could be on a ball joint. That would be nice, but it just seems like a minor complaint compared to everything else. I just think it's you get your value here in terms of what did we want from a Generations Tarantulus. We wanted a Tarantulus that goes with the rest of the line in Kingdom, and Tarantulus does. So I got just no complaints here. Tarantulus is fantastic. Easy recommendation. It's staying in my collection. I don't think there was any chance it wasn't. But it feels good to have it in my collection versus Some figures like, you know, Rhinox, I might have preferred the Thrilling 30 version. Tarantulus, we just haven't had a new version in so long, and for this one to be as nice as it is just fantastic. That's it for today's review. Thanks everyone for watching. Catch you all on the next one. Bye!